Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show,
Presented by Lake Urgent Care and Lake After Hours.
on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
From the Jamborees to the Superdome.
Your source for the most up-to-date scores and stats is right here. Now, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, here's Todd Black, Jimmy Roy, and Cade Wazan.
Good evening and welcome to the Lake Urgent Care, Lake After Hours, Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show. Cade Wazan, Todd Black, and Jimmy Roy. Ryan, Danny, Charlie, Will, and Skip behind the scenes making everything happen. We were preceded by Catholic High and McKinley. The Bears getting a win over the Panthers tonight, and will now march on to another district matchup next week when they take on Santa Maria. Santa Maria having a tough go tonight. As they are led by the Baton Rouge area and probably pretty high up there state-wise in passing in Cole Poirier, but the Gators having a tough go this week.
Cole Poirier does it all for them. Not only is their quarterback, he's their punter, their kicker, their place kicker. They do a good job of staying balanced, whether it's a RPO, air raid system, a heavy run system. They mix it up real well, but Woodlawn is having their way with them tonight so far. It's going to be two big wins over Ascension Parish Schools if they can hold on to that one, and they should be able to if it's not final yet. We've got a good game going on CST right now, which we'll follow up. Coming on as soon as this game's over is Scotlandville 16-8 over Central with 2:54. And Central is on Scotlandville's, 6-yard line? Is that 6 or 7 yard line? About trying to punch it in. And they'll have to go for two if they can convert and score.
Guys, the biggest story probably coming out tonight is that, because of Hurricane Zeta that came through just the other day, still many residents of southeastern Louisiana struggling to get power back, to get water back, and long story short, we've got a lot of games in the New Orleans, Bayou, North Shore area that are either been canceled, postponed, or moved to Saturday. So you're going to see that reflected on tonight's show and our scoreboard. Secondarily, it continues to be a headline. Games, teams that have had to adjust their schedule due to COVID-19, and the latest being a complete shutdown for the year, and maybe Todd or you guys can explain a little bit more detail in Lusher and Ben Franklin.
I know there's 18 teams. Todd can elaborate on how many that were COVID related tonight.
Well, there's two that have shut it down for the year, and that's Lusher Charter and Ben Franklin. And they said that with the injuries that they've had combined with COVID, they've opted just to shut the rest of the season down. So that's separately from the 18 other teams that Jimmy's talking about, and they're all across the state, and then there's some that played that have people out with COVID. It's crazy, but everybody's having to deal with it, and at least they're playing, right?
For sure, but I look ahead and know that we're at the midway point in the season, and the story all along has been, let's get week to week. Let's go and make sure, there's teams that say, hey, we had to cancel. All right, can we get a game? We saw what East Ascension had to do. They got a game, a tough one, traveling the Bird, for many different reasons of why that was tough. But hopefully we go each week and we can continue to play. We get in that postseason. I hate to think if something would happen there. But let's just hope that we can continue week to week, and we're here tonight, so that's a good thing.
David Brewerton said before the season, and I think he came up here week 2 with us also.
Shining his ring.
Yeah. And, he brought it to our attention, and he's really right. It's going to be a year of attrition. And who can stay not only healthy from injury standpoint, but who can stay well from the COVID and get some cohesiveness built on your team. And whoever does that may be the one who ends up winning it all.
And the weird thing to that too is that, people have big families. Those kids can't control where their families go, and then they come home, and that's how they get COVID. And
the teams can follow all the proper protocols. You're right, and the contact tracing comes in. you know.
A couple of schools that are going through it right now that I know of that I've talked with this week. It's not the kids that are playing who have COVID. They're being held out because of contact tracing, and the players are basically doing what's right on and off the field. But it's when they go to the classroom setting and you don't know what those people have done is part of the reason that they're having some problems with it.
But yet we can exchange money all day long, and that never has anything to do with COVID, right?
Right. Or be broke like us and we don't have any money to exchange. So
Northwood Shreveport over Evangel, 42-23. Good coaching change.
We can touch on Evangel if y'all want. That one's a shocker. They had won. The last home district game they had lost was in 1990. They had won 81 straight home district games. That was the longest streak in the country. That was ahead. Oh, great play call. Oh,
Did he drop it?
Yeah. That was a streak that was ahead of De La Salle out of California and Katy, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And
That was fourth down?
That came to an end tonight. I don't know, but this was a great play call.
A throwback? Oh,
Yes.
yeah, absolutely it was.
Oh, bad throw, but it's still a catchable ball.
Woo.
Leading.
Tough. You get excited.
Yeah.
You know, get set. Good sportsmanship.
Yeah, that was fourth down. Scotlandville's going to hold on for this one.
Our CST audience will be joining us in just a bit as the Scotlandville Central game, just about a minute 24 to go, and it seems like Scotlandville's going to wrap this up, but not without a strong effort by Central there in the red zone, inside the 5. Scotlandville 16-8 at the moment.
Central has 2 timeouts left, so they're going to call them, get it to third down. Laurelville was playing Catholic High of New Iberia last week, and all they had to do was kneel the ball with like 20 seconds left.
Mm-hmm.
They kneeled it 2 times. The third play, a player for Catholic of New Iberia gets hurt. The clock stops because of that. It forced them to punt on 4th down. The clock would have run out and the ball game would have been over. It forced them to punt with 20 seconds left. Laurelville hits a long pass and ends up winning the ball game.
Jimmy, that's the rule. I mean, I thought that
the clock started after the injury.
Because
I would
tank it. Oh, my God, he just threw
the football out of their own end zone.
You better hold that ball.
Wow.
Why does their field so, looks like there's sand or something everywhere?
It's a brand new field. It's a turf field. And maybe it has a sand base under it. Oh, wow. What a gutsy call by Coach Ricard. It worked. So can't second guess it.
Lots of games still underway, but let's go ahead and get you caught up on the games that have gone final. A couple of games from Thursday night, as well as games that have wrapped up early tonight. Our first look at our full scoreboard will go around the state, but we start first here in the capital city.
The Capital City Scoreboard, presented by Livingston Parish Councilman Gary Talbot.
Episcopal beats Dunham 43-0. Donaldsonville over St. James 50-28. Woodlawn 48, Sandoval 13. Port Allen 38, Northeast 12. Ascension Catholic 37, Erath 15. Catholic of Baton Rouge 52, McKinley 8. Live Oak 26, Walker 10. And Zachary 44, Denham Springs 14.
The Acadiana Scoreboard, backed by GMFS Mortgage.
Central Lafourche, St. Thomas More 42, Turlings 19. Cecilia 63, Beauchene 10. Maryville 47, Guédon 3. And Hamilton Christian and Grand Lake will play tomorrow at 2 p.m. Kinder defeats Oakdale 42-0. Pickering 26, DeQuincy 14. Oberlin defeats Port Barry 40-20. And St. Martinville defeats Kaplan 30-20.
The New Orleans Bayou Scoreboard, pumped by Peak Performance.
Central Lafourche and Hanville will play tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Chalmette East Jefferson game has been canceled. Edie White 55, Patterson 23. Destrehan defeats East St. John 31-12. Isidore Newman 31, Riverside 26. South Terrebonne and South Lafourche play tomorrow at 3 p.m. St. Charles blanks Franklinton 43-0. Terrebonne defeats H.L. Bourgeois 49-13. Thibodaux is a 27-22 winner over Breaux Bridge. Vanderbilt Catholic defeats Ellender 31-21. And West Jefferson and Bonneville will play Sunday at 2 p.m.
The North and Central Louisiana Scoreboard, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic.
Alexandria defeats Pineville 55-12. Manny defeats Avoyelles 28-12. Bastrop all over Franklin Parish 41-12. Parkway over Woodlawn Shreveport 36-26. And Northwood Shreveport defeats Evangel 42-23. Ruston 24-0 winner over Ouachita Parish. Mangum 55, General Trask 32. Red River a 46-14 winner over Holy Savior Menard. Captain Shree defeats Natchitoches Central 23-3. Neville over Minden 41-7. And Oak Grove a 47-35 winner over Ouachita Christian.
The North Shore Scoreboard, brightened by Musco Lighting.
Jewel Sumner over Albany 28-14. St. Paul's 34, North Shore 7. Mandeville all over Fontainebleau 57-7. Ponchatoula 48, Slidell 14. Pine defeats Independence 40-15. And all the other North Shore games are still in progress.
Do you have or have you had COVID-19? Antibody screening or rapid molecular testing can tell you. Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours offers both with results from molecular testing in minutes. Learn more at lakeurgentcare.com.
This was us 20 years ago. Since then, we've grown to over 200 employees. We've helped over 100,000 people purchase, build, renovate, or refinance over $17 billion in loans. We make the mortgage process easy and convenient. Apply online or at one of our local branches. If you're looking to buy, build, renovate, or refinance, go to gmfsmortgage.com to see how we can help change your life today.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This isn't just another day, it's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Prompt, professional, reliable. If you're looking for a breath of fresh air with your AC and heating needs, call the professionals at Anison Bitter. Anison Bitter, a Rheem Pro partner, keeping your family comfortable for over 25 years.
The Lake Urgent Care, Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Welcome back to the Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show. A full scoreboard coming your way in about less than 15 minutes from now. Cade Wazan, Todd Black, and Jimmy Roy. In just a couple of minutes, we'll speak with Lake Charles College Prep head football coach Eric Franklin. They get another win this week, this time 54-24 over St. Louis. We're staying in that area. A cool story, a photo that Coach Black shared with me from the Sulphur Tornadoes. Coach, can you give me a little detail behind this? I'll get Danny to pull up the photo here.
These guys having a little. Well, they play on Saturday. They're playing Como tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a little senior party, I call it, tonight, and they're a Halloween themed senior party. So these guys knew we were on. They wanted to be a part of it. We can't get them on because they're on Saturday night. So here's
shout
their
out
picture.
to the Tornadoes.
Yeah, Tornadoes.
Big game with Coach Doug Dotson from Como and Chris Tower. They go from Sulphur. They go way back. Coached with them at Redemptorist in 2005 state championship team, and two good coaches. I'd love to have been a fly on the wall in those two offices this week, knowing the two of them.
You know, they got, I think it's 26 seniors over there. It's been a tough year for them, as it has been for everyone over in Lake Charles. So we wish you guys all the best tomorrow as you play Como. You look sharp in your
do we have some pictures to put up?
Yeah.
Them?
Oh, hang on. Well, yeah, we had that up. Just a second to go back and pull it up.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Let's see.
They look at sharp. There they are. Look at that. I put Toros. Who put that? I'm just not very good at spelling. I'm from North Louisiana.
Baseball, probably.
I'm not very smart. So there's one guy over there, far right dressed. He looks like he's just in normal. I wonder if he's like dressed like Tom Cruise or somebody. By number 41.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. But seriously, have a good senior year. We appreciate you. Thanks for the pictures, and best of luck tomorrow.
Let's stay in that neck of the woods, and we join head coach Eric Franklin now from Lake Charles College Prep. As I mentioned, they get the win over St. Louis, 54-24. Lake Charles College Prep, the Trailblazers have been rolling this season. Coach Franklin, thanks so much for your time tonight.
Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Coach, man, we're very fortunate or happy to have you on because we've been talking about you for a couple years now. We've seen what you have been doing with Lake Charles College Prep, and we're very impressed by it. This is your 6th year there, and I asked him, Jimmy, earlier, I said, when did it start to turn around? And I mentioned the Notre Dame game, and he talked about that year. Coach, talk a little bit about your team over there and how you've gone about building. But I should say this first. Everybody's good with Lake Charles College Prep as far as the Storms are concerned?
Yes, sir. Everybody's good. I mean, we're still rebuilding and trying to get things together. Good thing about it is that we're playing football this season. So that helps out, you know.
Coach, how did this school explain how Lake Charles College Prep came in to existence, combining of a couple schools, and explain it, because I don't know, is it a charter school, or just tell us about it?
All right, Lake Charles College Prep is a charter school. That's the Lake side, which means we just like a public school. We just privately funded by a group of guys. And like I said, it came about, guys wanted to start a school, and they came to me 6 years ago and said they wanted to start a football program. And they wanted to start it with just 9th and 10th graders. That's all we had in the school at the time. And I was like, I'll take the job. It took me a few months to decide to take the job, because I knew it was going to be a hard job to start with, playing just with 9th and 10th graders. Then they asked me, do we want to play varsity or JV? Well, initially I said JV, but then when I thought about it, I said, well, we have to give the kids that's in 10th grade a chance to make it to the playoffs at least one time. It wouldn't be fair for a kid that's in 10th grade have to go 2 years in the LHSA playing a JV schedule before they can get into the playoffs, so they play a varsity schedule. So I took on the opportunity to go play varsity, and, man, we got to beat every game by 40, 50 points a game, but I stayed the course, and I always tell my kids to stay the course, and 6 years later right now, I think we're one of the better teams in the state.
I would agree with you. Talk a little bit about your theory. Y'all were supposed to come here and play Zachary, and we were disappointed that didn't happen, but you guys, right. And it's not that you are being cocky or anything like that, but you want right. to play anybody, anywhere, but it's more about teaching your kids to be who they are.
Right. I just felt like Zachary was a great team and gave my kids the opportunity to play against one of the better teams in the state. It's nothing about being cocky. I just feel like when kids get the opportunity and have the opportunity to play against kids that's supposedly better than them, we need to step up to the challenge and step up and play like men.
Tell us about a few of your key players. I know you have the Citizen kid as your running back. Who are some of the guys that you've been relying on so far this year?
Offensively, it's been Dylan Simon, who makes us go. Our quarterback committed to South Alabama right now. Dylan, Jason Royal, running back that we have there, also with Javante Citizen, Glenn Johnson, Keshlon Jackson, Solomon Lewis, and Jalen Joseph is our skill guys. All those guys. I think right now on offense, I think there's 5 guys that are D1 offers on offense. And then our offensive line are playing the best ball right now out of everybody at this point.
Last night, you guys ran into a little bit of adversity. St. Louis played you very hard there towards the end of the third quarter. You were leading 26-24, and really in the fourth quarter took things under control.
Right. St. Louis is a great team. They lined up well and play us hard every year. We just lined up bad the first half, didn't give ourselves a chance just off of alignment. The second half, we made a few adjustments at halftime, and we smashed the gas in the fourth quarter and went on to win 54-24.
Are you a keep things simple type of guy?
Something like that.
Because a lot of times, when coaches, Jimmy, talk about being out of position, it frustrates us because, it's like, look, we went over this. This is where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be in there for 20 years, but tonight you decide to line up somewhere else.
Oh man, it was crazy. I was frustrated a little bit because I couldn't understand. We were playing pretty solid ball on defense. It was all off alignment. It wasn't that we wasn't being physical, wasn't being fast, wasn't playing hard. We just wasn't aligning right, So I knew once we could correct that problem at halftime, I knew we had a chance to create a big lead because they couldn't stop us on offense.
And don't you have a big game coming up next week with Jennings?
Yes, Jennings just beat Leesville tonight. We both undefeated, beat pretty much the district championship next week in Jennings.
What do you know about Jennings?
They're undefeated.
They're going to run the veer.
They're going to run the veer. Coach Rusty Phelps is going to run the veer. They have the ATN kid.
Yes, sir. That's my guy.
It's going to be a great ball game.
This is a great team. Every year it's a tough match. We play them hard. Every year they play us hard. Last 2 years we beat them. So, we expect the same thing to happen coming up this week.
Coach is an alumni of LaGrange, Jimmy.
Really?
LaGrange. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yep.
Jamie Bice. Remember Jamie Bice? That's where he was from.
I know Jamie.
That's right.
Yep, I know
That's
Jamie.
right. Going way back. We're showing our age, Coach.
Well, man.
Look, it's all good. It's all right, man.
Hey, man, we're just thinking you do a great job, and we've wanted to have you on for some time now, and we know it's late on a Friday, especially on your night off, and we appreciate you spending some time with us and telling us a little bit about your team, and we wish you the best of luck from here on out.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
There you go. It's Lake Charles College Prep Trailblazer head football coach Eric Franklin. If you missed that, if you missed any of our interviews tonight, as always, you can catch them on demand at 1045ESPN.com. But it's good to hear from coaches like Coach Franklin. There's so much that is going on, but you hear an upbeat spirit in his voice, and you hear an excitement. The idea that they won and now they're going to play Jennings, and sure, that's a tough matchup, but you hear the joy in his voice about going up against somebody that he respects. You hear the excitement about being able to play a football game, and there's a lot to be focused on outside of the game, but when you get inside the field and you've had success, it kind of motivates you, I think, throughout the week, and everything else maybe seems like it's, I don't know, maybe it puts you at least in a better footing as you go when you get outside of the football and go back into reality.
This has been a program, like I said, 6 years in existence, and we've watched it the last probably 2 years fairly close because you could see them starting to turn the corner. Now I think they're at a level to where they can compete possibly for a state championship this year in 3A.
Yeah, and Cage, you make a good point. It's, but the only thing that I somewhat disagree is during the course of a season, there's never solid footing. And I mean this as a joke, because as soon as that win is over with, that one, you may get a couple hours, but I'm on the phone with him at 2 a.m. saying, hey, have you seen this team? Blah, blah, blah. They're doing this, they're doing that. And he's like, go to bed. But he can't sleep either. But it's just ongoing. And it's, but you could tell by, he was talking like that this afternoon. He was from Lake Charles. He went over and coached in Texas. They brought him back. And he's got some good assistants over there with Coach Freddie Harrison. They're doing a great job. And I agree with you, Jimmy. I think they can. They believe that they should be able to compete for a state championship.
And another thing to keep an eye on, I know that the numbers were supposed to be due as far as enrollment coming up soon, but I think they've pushed it back past the first of the year because of the hurricanes and things like that. But there's a possibility that school could be a 4A school next year. And, I'm hearing Barb, Sam Houston, which are big 5A schools, could be 3 or 4A schools. They said Barb's enrollment's down to like 800 people right now. And so how many people come back? How many people say, hey, let's just go to Lake Charles College Prep? Do they get any of those guys next year? It's a school that it's interesting. It's an interesting situation over
I guess what I was trying to get at is maybe it's not going to cure everything. It's not going to fix the problems with your house or the problems with what's going on in the neighborhood, but maybe it puts a little more pep in your step as the community starts to rebuild. And
it absolutely does.
It can provide some type of positive, happy vibe that's going on in an area that's had to deal with so much.
Well, talking with Coach Tower over at Sulphur, we interviewed him a few weeks ago before the season started, and just what they're going through. I went over to Lake Charles and went and cooked and saw some of the damage. And when you're in a community like that, Lake Charles is a decent size, but it still has its community feel to it. Sulphur does. And Coach Tower expressed the big thing was just get away from there. They don't have any lights. They're playing on Saturdays at 12 o'clock or 2 o'clock. Coaches are being accommodating for them. And it gives those people a chance to get away from their house, not thinking about the horror that they're having to go through over there. And just if it's only 2 hours of a peace of mind, it helps.
So I'm going to share a text exchange I had with Dylan McFarland, who is a running back for Coach Tower at Sulphur. And he says this whole town has been through so much, and still a lot of the area hasn't recovered from it yet. I know a lot of people who are still trying to rebuild and adapt to situations, but football on either Friday or Saturday brings everyone together and a sense of normalcy, and that's one major thing this year is we're playing for.
That's right.
Lots to get to, lots to cover tonight here on this week's edition of the Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show. A full scoreboard, Baton Rouge, Acadiana, New Orleans, Bayou, North and Central Louisiana, North Shore. We're coming your way in just a bit, as well as a not-so-hoarse Travis Bourgeois when we return.
Yes.
Quite possibly.
I think so.
Yeah.
We'll see when we return here on this week's edition of the Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show. Hey, welcome in our audience on CST right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge as well.
Do you have or have you had COVID-19? Antibody screening or rapid molecular testing can tell you. Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours offers both with results from molecular testing in minutes. Learn more at lakeurgentcare.com.
Hey, football fans, T-Bomb here, reminding you that Hooters is your headquarters for football. If you can't get in, they still got the Hooters girls, the TVs, the wings, the beer, everything you love about game day. But what if you're watching at your house? Maybe having some people over. You don't feel like cooking? Well, great. Hooters, they have your back. You download the Hooters app. You'll get a free app, and then you go and you pick up the food. You bring it home. Everybody loves you because you got Hooters wings, and game day, it's a match made in heaven. Download the app. Get Hooters to go. Hooters, your headquarters for football.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but two NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
The Lake Urgent Care, Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. The Capital City Scoreboard, presented by Livingston Parish Councilman Gary Talbot.
Parkview defeats Baker 52-12. Scotlandville a 16-8 winner over Central. Woodlawn and Baton Rouge 48, Sandoval 13. Episcopal shuts out Dunham 43-0. Donaldsonville a 50-28 winner over St. James. Port Allen defeats Northeast 38-12. Ascension Catholic 37, Erath 15. Catholic of Baton Rouge all over McKinley 52-8. East Feliciana 40, Capital 34. East Iberville, a point better than White Castle, 28-27. Live Oak, a 26-10 winner over Walker. And Zachary, 44, Denham Springs, 14.
The Acadiana Scoreboard, backed by GMFS Mortgage.
St. Thomas More defeats Turlings 42-19. Ascension Episcopal shuts out Houma Christian 58-0. Cecilia 63-10 winner over Beauchene. Lauraville a 34-12 winner over Delcombe. Maryville a 47-3 winner over Gaydon. Hamilton Christian and Grand Lake play tomorrow at 2 p.m. Kinder defeats Oakdale 42-0. Vermilion Catholic a 42-6 win over Highland Baptist. Pickering defeats DeQuincy 26-14. Oberlin 40, Fort Berry 20. St. Martinville a 32-20 winner over Kaplan. And Iota shuts out Ville Platte 37-0.
The New Orleans Bayou Scoreboard, pumped by Peak Performance.
Country Day in West St. John will be playing tomorrow. Central Lafourche and Hanville tomorrow at 11 a.m. Chalmette and East Jefferson was canceled. Edie White 55, Patterson 23. Destrehan a 31-12 winner over East St. John. Newman 31, Riverside 26. South Terrebonne and South Lafourche tomorrow at 3 p.m. St. Charles 43, Franklinton 0. Terrebonne a 49-13 winner over H.L. Bourgeois. Thibodaux a 27-22 winner over Breaux Bridge. Vanderbilt Catholic 31, Ellender 21. And West Jefferson will play Bonneville Sunday at 2 p.m.
The North and Central Louisiana Scoreboard, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic.
Ashe Alexandria defeats Pineville 55-12. Manny 28, Voiles 12. Bastrop a 41-12 winner over Franklin Parish. Parkway defeats Woodlawn Shreveport 36-26. Bossier 26, Loyola Prep 23. Northwood Shreveport 42, Evangel 23. Ruston shuts out Ouachita 24-0. Mangum 55, General Trask 32. Red River defeats Holy Savior Menard 46-14. Captain Shreve over Natchitoches Central 23-3. Neville's a 41-7 winner over Minden. And Oak Grove's a 47-35 winner over Ouachita Christian.
The North Shore Scoreboard, brightened by Musco Lighting.
Amite defeats St. Helena 28-16. Jules Sumner 28, Albany 14. St. Paul's a 34-7 winner over North Shore. Mandeville 57, Fountain Blue 7. Ponchatoula's a 48-14 winner over Slidell. Pine over Independence 40-15. Kentwood defeats Varnado 47-16. Salmon and McDonough 35 play tomorrow night at 7. Westgate defeats Lakeshore 34-9. John F. Kennedy 34, Laranger 14. Archbishop Hannon 49, Bogalusa 28. And Covington shuts out Hammond 20-0.
Thanks so much to Skip getting our scores tonight, as well as Charles and Will and Ryan and Danny behind the scenes. We jump on the GMFS Mortgage hotlines, and we join a victorious head coach, Travis Bourgeois, as the Knights defeat the Dunham Tigers tonight. Coach, thanks so much for joining us. Congratulations on the win.
Hey, thanks for having us.
I have video of you doing nothing but barking in those officials' ears.
With his mask on?
Yeah, he told us he wasn't going to do that this year.
You know better than that.
Me and the officials have a great relationship. It's mutual.
Coach,
Mutual respect.
I want to tell you something right off the bat. The one thing that strikes me different about your team than I've seen before is how physical they are, how physical they play, both offensively and defensively, and how much confidence they play with.
Yeah, I mean, I credit that to our 18 seniors, 10 juniors, It's two classes that played a lot of football for us here. They've had their share of wins and losses, and they've learned a lot about playing the game of football and playing together. They've grown over the years, and it's a fun group to coach. It's a fun group to be around.
Coach, you took advantage of some short fields early in the ball game. Your first 3 drives went 44, 44, and 38. Talk about those 3 drives to start with.
Yeah, I mean, field position in this type of game, we know field position and turnovers are going to be a big part of the game. And, we got outstanding kicker in Parker Sanchez, and the ability to kick the ball in the end zone and making teams drive 80 yards. And then our defense doing an outstanding job of holding 3 and outs and then giving our offense a short field. And there's not an offensive coordinator in America that would, not want to go 45 yards every drive. So it's just a credit to our kids. I mean, our defensive coordinator, Jimmy Williams, put together a great package. Our kids executed to the T. Offensive coordinator, Wally Stevens, been working our guys hard, did a great job of preparing to play an outstanding Dunham team. And it's just about kids executing and playing hard and playing together.
Coach, close to what I guess we can call the midway point of the season, there's been so much adversity. What have you learned most about your team, whether X's and O's or not?
I think they enjoy playing football. I think they enjoy being together. I think they learn a lesson, not taking things for granted. Every night we step on the field on Friday night, you don't know when you're going to get another opportunity. So I think they're really soaking that in, and they're really appreciative, to get this chance to play on Friday night. And, who knows what next week's going to give us. So let's just take it one day at a time. Let's take it one game at a time. And it's a very mature bunch. And, hopefully we have many more weeks ahead of us. But it's a good group to coach and to be around daily.
You have I was talking actually to a Dunham fan, and he's got a lot of football pedigree behind him, and he talked about your offense looking crisp. And I have to agree with him. And I also find it a very tough combination of plays that y'all haven't totally left the wing tee. You still got a little bit of it in there, but you still do some other things on top of it. And it really makes it it's a good package that's very tough to defend. And I have to, Wally I've known for a while. I've known him more for his defensive side. But, to have those weapons, but make sure they all get their hands on the ball, he does a great job with that.
Yeah, he does, and at times you gotta tame him a little bit because he does try to do a lot of things out there. But he does prepare our kids well, and he knows these kids, they all want to touch the ball, and you're trying to be creative. But the key is having a quarterback in Dylan Notre. It's having seniors around you, just guys that you can expand the playbook because they've been with you for 3 and 4 years. So just having that group of kids. Being flexible and have kids being able to play multiple positions. I think it's just a key to our kids and Wally's game plan as well.
Ryan Armwood was outstanding as he has been all night. All year. He had 4 touchdowns in the first half. Oliver Jack was with a linebacker with a big interception to put Episcopal in some good field position. You better get Peyton
Pond of his go ahead, say it.
Go ahead, yeah. Coach, how long have you been the head coach?
Ooh.
This is my 21st year, and I've been at Episcopal for 26 total.
21st year. I'm gonna tell a story.
He started when he was 37, Jimmy.
I might get somebody in trouble, and you may not even know this, but you'll appreciate it. You started out what? 0-what as your head coaching career?
Well, we went on a 33-game losing streak. My last 2 years as an assistant, and then my first 13 as a head coach.
I can remember your athletic director at the time was Myra Mansour, and her son was playing with us at Redemptorist, and Cooter Mansour was helping coach and things weren't going good at Episcopal, and they were on that losing streak. And I can remember talking to us one night after a game in the Wolves Den about making a decision, and her thought process at the time, you were in your second year, midway in it, and she asked, do we make a change or what? And we asked her, we said, is he doing the right thing? And she said, yes, absolutely. He's doing the right thing. We just haven't started winning yet, and I'm getting pressure. I said, well, if you think he's doing the right thing, give him some time. And she did. And here she is. Here he is, 21 years later, as the head coach. I think that's a lesson to learn as an AD. Myra trusted him. She was pleased. The outcomes weren't what they wanted, but she was pleased with the process he was doing to get to where they are today. And a lot of times coaches don't get that opportunity. And then a lot of times coaches are looking to go somewhere else and don't reap the benefits of their work.
Don Evangel had 4 games and they ran him. But
I thought that was a really cool story because Myra stuck with you, and look at what you've been able to accomplish at Episcopal, Coach.
Yeah, well, I thank Myra Manster for giving me that opportunity. You know, I guess back then you're young and you're stupid and you think that, anything's possible. So being a young coach and being around young kids, I had great mentors, though. Steve Barrage was my head coach, and he taught me a lot about the game of football. I got baseball coach Wade Seminole, basketball coach Larry Grayson, just guys that I've been a part of their programs, and they just taught me a lot about being a coach. And I think being an assistant coach for many years just helps you to become a head coach because you appreciate head coaches that allow assistant coaches to coach. I mean, and that's what I got. I got a great staff. I mean, I mentioned Jimmy. I mentioned Wally. Bill Jones, longtime offensive line coach, does a great job for me. Former player of mine, Charlie O'Brien, does a good job for us. Brings a lot of energy to the table. Rashad Jenkins, a former player for me as well. Just guys that have a lot vested into Episcopal. And I think, having our kids here at Episcopal, we all put a lot of time into it, and we understand what it takes to be here. And we lean on each other, man, because it's not easy. But, you think about those tough times, and these times are extra special when you can turn it around.
Coach Bourgeois, we always appreciate your time on our show, man, and best of luck as you continue on this season.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate what y'all do for Louisiana high school football.
Thank you, ma'am.
Congratulations.
Another thought on this game comes to us from the Dunham Tigers, as a Dunham Tiger is this week's Musco Lighting Student Athlete of the Week. Student Athlete of the Week, Jordan Malera, a 2-year varsity starter at defensive back. Against Bruley, he had a pair of interceptions. Against Hannon, he had an interception and a 90-yard fumble return to the house for a touchdown. He's a member of the Dunham basketball team state championship team in 2019-2020. Member of the Dunham Tiger tennis state championship team in 2019. And does all that while holding down a 3.964 GPA. Class officer, all accounts from those who we spoke to at Dunham, a tremendous leader. And Jimmy and Todd, he's a part of Dunham's Institute of Leadership. Just an overall good young man.
Absolutely. Coach Weiner had a lot of good things to say about him in our conversation yesterday and today. Want to thank Musco Lighting, obviously, for sponsoring our Student Athlete of the Week every week. They've been over in that Lake Charles area, was over at McNeese this week, actually trying to get McNeese back up. So thank you,
Incredible.
Musco Lighting.
Let's take a timeout. We'll wrap things up and get you into hour 2 of this week's edition of the Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and Cox Sports Television.
This was us 20 years ago. Since then, we've grown to over 200 employees. We've helped over 100,000 people purchase, build, renovate, or refinance over $17 billion in loans. We make the mortgage process easy and convenient. Apply online or at one of our local branches. If you're looking to buy, build, renovate, or refinance, go to gmfsmortgage.com to see how we can help change your life today.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an Auctioner care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioner Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I can't tell you how many people tried to discourage me when I said, I'm opening up a haunted house. If you love doing something, don't let anything or anyone stand in your way.
How he comes up with this stuff in his head and designs it is mind-boggling.
Debbie and Home Bank understand my business and understand that it's not normal. They've worked with me since the beginning to help my business grow.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
The Lake Urgent Care, Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Welcome back to the Lake Urgent Care, Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show. Kate Wazan, Todd Black, and Jimmy Roy on this Halloween Eve. If you're not watching on YouTube or Cox Sports Television, you are missing out on something special. 104.5 ESPN's YouTube channel or Cox Sports Television. You've got some Halloween mask here.
That's the Miss Ashley.
Haunted House Edition.
You know, this is safe. This is COVID safe, right? There's no gap here, but obviously it's probably a little more difficult to hear me on the radio, but it is a fantastic visual.
You would like to borrow one for Annabelle tomorrow?
No. She's mini witch tomorrow. Minnie Mouse witch.
Full moon and Halloween and 2020. There's no telling what will happen.
Ooh, Lord have mercy.
Let's wrap things up here in this hour. Thanks so much.
It's us.
Thanks so much to Coach Travis Bourgeois from Episcopal for joining us, as well as Coach Eric Franklin from over at Lake Charles College Prep in hour one. In hour two, we're efforting a couple other coaches to join us as we wind down this week.
Andy Martin from U-High, hopefully at 11, and then Thomas Bachman from Alexandria at 11:15. Big win for them tonight. Mm-hmm. He's doing great things up at Alexandria.
A couple big scores we want to mention. Donaldsonville upset St. James 50-28. Woodlawn a big winner over Santa Maria 48-13. Oak Grove over Washita Christian. We'll talk about that one later. Westgate, a winner over Lakeshore. That game wasn't decided till around noon whether they were going to play because Lakeshore didn't have lights on at that time. Westgate 24-9. Lakeshore, Todd, you asked about some of the struggles they've had this year because they've been so good. They're down to their fourth quarterback right now. So,
only time I've known Ken Trahan to be mistaken is he said they would be back, and I agree with him that they're well coached, but they're struggling mightily with Hannon last week,
right?
Westgate, but overall, Craig Jones done a phenomenal job.
Absolutely. And Johnny Nagel, good news. Our good friend, old Johnny Nagel's cancer-free now. So how about that? They posted it on the Zachary Twitter. So
I didn't know he was. That's
I'm
great to hear.
We can announce it.
Yep.
Good news, as there's been too much of the bad news. So good to have some good news coming in from friends in our prep community. Like I said, coming up in hour 2, we're looking to get Coach Andy Martin from U High, Coach Bachman from over in Alexandria to join us and talk about their football programs. A full scoreboard coming your way as well to get caught up on everything from Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Bayou, Alexandria, which is North Louisiana, out in Acadiana as well, here on this Lake Urgent Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show. We're on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and Cox Sports Television.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
T-Bob Abear here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but 2 NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ESPN.com, the Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show, presented by Lake Urgent Care and Lake After Hours on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. From the Jamborees to the Superdome, your source for the most up-to-date scores and stats is right here. Now, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, here's Todd Black, Jimmy Roy, and Cade Wazan.
Welcome into this week's edition of Lake Urgent Care, Lake After Hours, Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show. Cade Wazan, Todd Black, and Jimmy Roy. Our cast of thousands, including Skip, Ryan, Danny, Charlie, and Will, getting our scores. And if you're watching at home, either through Cox Sports Television or our 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel, any scores you may miss, you're going to see throughout the night on that ticker on the bottom of the screen. That's through all the hard work of everyone behind the scenes making that happen. So let's get you caught up. We'll get some North Shore, some North Louisiana, some New Orleans Bayou, some Acadiana scores, but we'll first start right here in the capital city.
The Capital City Scoreboard, presented by Livingston Parish Councilman Gary Talbot.
Parkview defeats Baker 52-12. Central shuts out Scotlandville 52-0. No, 18-6. Woodlawn defeats Sandoval 48-13. Episcopal shuts out Dunham 43-0. Donaldsonville 50, St. James 28. Port Allen 35, Northeast 12. Ascension Catholic 37, Erath 15. Catholic of Baton Rouge 52, McKinley 8. East Feliciana 40, Capital 34. East Iberville, a point better than White Castle, 28-27. Walker defeats Live Oak, 49-26. Zachary defeats Denham Springs, 44-14.
The Acadiana Scoreboard, backed by GMFS Mortgage.
Acadiana defeats New Iberia, 47-10. Karen Crow over Northside, 55-6. Sacred Heart 33, Westminster 14. Rains a 49-7 winner over North Vermilion. Mamu 25, Pine Prairie 13. Catholic Point Capee defeats Welsh 14-13. Catholic New Iberia shuts out West St. Mary 42-0. Jennings is a 56-41 winner over Leesville. St. Edmund 57, North Central 0. Lafayette Christian defeats Notre Dame 42-21, and Church Point 32, Northwest 7.
The New Orleans Bayou Scoreboard, pumped by Peak Performance.
Country Day in West St. John will be played tomorrow. Central Lafourche and Hanville also tomorrow at 11 a.m. Chalmette and East Jefferson have been canceled. Edie White 55, Patterson 23. Destrehan's 31-12 winner over East St. John. Newman 31, Riverside 26. South Terrebonne in South Lafourche tomorrow at 3 p.m. St. Charles shuts out Franklinton 43-0. Terrebonne defeats H.L. Bourgeois 49-13. Thibodeau's a 27-22 winner over Brook Bridge. Vanderbilt Catholic 31, Ellender 21. West Jefferson and Bonneville Sunday 2 p.m.
The North and Central Louisiana Scoreboard, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic.
North DeSoto is a 19-6 winner over Booker T. Washington of Shreveport. Block defeats LaSalle 22-13. Marksville over Buckeye 27-13. Gina, a 68-16 winner over Grant. Logansport defeats Montgomery 48-6. Calvary defeats Homer 35-21. Huntington, a 30-20 winner over Jonesboro Hodge. Green Oaks, 34, Mansfield 28. St. Frederick, point better than Cedar Creek, 7-6. Union Parish, 34, Richwood, 8. Sterlington, 50. East Beauregard, 8.
The North Shore Scoreboard, brightened by Musco Lighting.
Amite defeats St. Helena, 28-16. Jewel Sumner, 28-14 winner over Albany. St. Paul, 34, North Shore, 7. Mandeville, 57, Fontainebleau, 7. Ponchatoula defeats Slidell, 48-14. Pine over Independence, 40-15. Kentwood defeats Varnado, 47-16. Westgate over Lakeshore, 34-9. John F. Kennedy defeats Loranger, 34-13. Archbishop Hannon, 49, Bogalusa, 28. And Covington shuts out Hammond, 20-0.
Thanks to Skip for getting our scores along with Charlie and Will behind the scenes. Let's go ahead and jump back on the GMFS Mortgage Hotline, and we join a victorious head coach, Andy Martin from U-High, as the Cubs get the win on early Week 5 action with a 34-0 win against Bruley. Coach, thanks so much for your time tonight. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Guys, when I talked to Coach Martin earlier, I told him, I said, you made me look bad. And he started laughing. He said, how's that? I said, I thought it'd be a little bit closer score than that. And we started talking, but I want you to tell me or tell the audience what you made the comment about your defense, which I think is, and I mentioned because of the defense they had 2 years ago, you don't think of there being teams that are much better. But he talks about, just talk about your defense and let me bow out of it.
All right. I think this year's defense is probably one of the fastest that I've had since I've been at UI. And I think, the one 3 years ago was actually, I think, our best total defense. Mm-hmm. But this year's defense, just the speed and the size that we have in the secondary and linebackers is one of the fastest that I've coached since I've been coaching.
Does discipline help a defense's quickness? Is that a fair question?
I definitely think it does. I think discipline does. I think simplicity does also. Having simple schemes where they can understand what they got to do right away. Offense try to go so fast that you need to make sure that your guys can get lined up right away and understand what the calls are. So I think simplicity helps with that also.
You mentioned the defense, Todd. U-High's defense held Bruley to 5 first downs last night, and you mentioned it. You thought it'd be a little closer. First off, Hoss Schuler has done a great job at Bruley. They're making strides, but U-High was just too much tonight. And defense was the reason. First drive of the game, Jordan Gilbert gets a 28-yard pick six for a touchdown. He gets another pick six later in the game for 40 yards. He has a receiving touchdown. Touch on Jordan Gilbert, Coach.
Jordan's been playing really well for us and has done just so much. I mean, from the special teams that he plays, the defense, and the big thing is the leadership. He was on that team 2 years ago that went to the Superdome and won against St. Thomas More and played a lot of big plays for us. So he brings a lot of leadership. He brings a lot of football to some of these younger guys and able to teach them, the things that he's learned so far. But between his leadership and just being able to make plays, he's been a huge asset to our team.
When I watch your offense, and you sent me some stuff to be able to put on TV, which we were just watching, Brock Slayton is very impressive as he keeps his eyes down the field. He doesn't seem to have a panic button at all and is very comfortable in the pocket and finds his receivers. It's really impressive to watch.
Brock's a kid that's just been getting better each game. He gets a little bit more comfortable with each game that he plays. He was actually one of our better defensive players last year. He played strong safety as a junior, and this year we asked him to move over to the offensive side of the ball and be our quarterback, and really has embraced the position, has done a great job. Each day in practice, each game, I see him get a little more comfortable in the offense. And I think, with each game, I think he's going to continue to get better and continue to roll, once we get into the playoffs.
Coach Andy Martin from U-High is our guest. Coach, you talk about players getting better, from, game one to game two, always hear that big transition. As a coach, as a head coach, from year 1 to year 2, what do you think some of your biggest improvements were if you're grading yourself?
I think, number one thing is just trying to figure out from team to team how you're going to manage that team. This year's obviously been so different than years past, even when I was an assistant, so it's had a few more challenges to it. But I think, trying to really allow my assistants to do what they can do, really allow them to flourish within our systems and allow them to coach our players up. I've given a little more responsibility to those guys, and they've done a really good job with it. So I think, passing on some of this stuff to allow them to really bring their knowledge to the table and help us all out is really good. Lucas Peters is running our offense and doing a great job with it, and Miles Landry is doing a lot of our defensive stuff and really putting our guys in good positions. And I got Nick West doing our special teams, and these guys are doing just great jobs for us.
Coach, next week, if I'm not mistaken, you have a big one with Madison Prep, correct?
It is. It's going to be a great game.
What day is that, Thursday or Friday?
Thursday. At Memorial.
Awesome. We can catch two good ones next
week. Coach, I got to tell you, I help with All-Star football, of course. Big Nick West has been out there, and he scares the kids, Coach.
That doesn't surprise me at all. Nick West comes in with energy all the time. I mean, he's awesome with our kids, but I could just about imagine the energy he's bringing out with those kids.
I can remember, and look, Nick played at Parkview, and I can remember him back when we played against him, and he was a heck of a competitor back then.
And speaking of Nick, he brought Nick Brissett out there one day, and I don't think the kids realized who he was. And I'm like, Brock, I was explaining. He's like, really? So it's just a cool little atmosphere over there that Scott Kirby does. But I thought it was funny because Nick is he's very intense. But, people do it because they love coaching kids, right? And that's what he does. And it shows when he's out there. It doesn't matter the age. It's just the still enthusiasm, wanting kids to learn and get better.
No doubt. Nick does a great job for us. The biggest asset he brings to the table is just his relationship with our players. He does such a great job just coaching them, but also I think they realize that he cares for them, and that's a big part of coaching altogether. If you can get guys to realize that you care for them and you got their best interest at heart, I think guys are going to play harder for you.
Nick's the only guy that does TikTok videos with him, huh? He's going to get me. I need to leave him alone. He's going to get me, Cade.
You got to have a social media coordinator on every team.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Coach Martin, we appreciate your time. Congratulations on the win, and best of luck next week against Madison Prep.
Keep up the good work, man.
Thank y'all so much, and I think next week looking forward to a great matchup with Madison Prep, and thank y'all again for everything y'all do.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Cade, before we go to break, another game last night in the Baton Rouge area with St. Michael 41, Broadmoor nothing. That's the first win for St. Michael. First win of the year for head coach Joey Sanchez. Running back Nicholas Johnson had 4 touchdowns in the first half. He touched the ball 5 times to get those 4 touchdowns. St. Michael benefited from Broadmoor special teams. They had 2 bad snaps on a punt and didn't recover a kickoff. It led to a 41-0 halftime lead, and they played with a running clock in the second half. But you're going to see them improve with Coach Dieter over there on the offensive side. Scott Dietrich and, Caleb Linedecker. They're doing a good job. They're just undermanned a little bit.
Warning, soapbox. All right, so, you see what Coach Sanchez has done over there. He's got a great staff. You're not going to find a better staff. Be patient, just kind of like what you were talking about with Episcopal.
That's right.
Parents, I've heard 2 different stories already where one parent had written down some notes and brought it to the coach at halftime for a JV game, and then I hear another one about team wins significantly, kid plays, but the parent sends the coach an email explaining what he did wrong. Guys, leave those coaches alone. They are as big of influence on our kids, are bigger than we as parents are. They love those kids. They're out there for the right reason. Are they going to make a mistake every now and then? Sure they are, just like everybody else. But parents have got to know their role, and their role is not any part of that football program other than supporting it. And it's getting out of hand, and, it's going to go – something's bad because these guys, why would you want to stay in coaching if you're a young guy and you see all this all the time?
What needs to happen is the coaches need to start going to the parents' work and telling them how to do their job.
You know the story. We all have our stories, and it's just there's so many things that go into the process of a coach. And that parent looks at one person out there of the 22 that play, where the coach can't do that. He has to look at all 50 or 60. And there's so many good coaches around here. And these two that I was speaking of are probably two of the better coaches, are two of the better coaches in the city. And you're going to bring them a note with scratched with what you're doing wrong.
You used to get texts at halftime.
And voicemails.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you had time to respond to all of them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. And it's just ridiculous. I mean, the kids make up for their parents, and the good coaches don't let what the parents do affect how they treat their kid.
That's I think one of the biggest points, because you can tell that there's the kids out there that at times it's like you can almost see it wearing on them, that they don't want that unnecessary attention. They're just trying to get out there, and so yeah, 100% agreed.
I could see my mom go say, Coach Brown, what? I mean, it just didn't happen, and it shouldn't be happening now. It's just, coaches are there for the right reasons and doing the right things for our kids, and we need to let them do it.
Before we take a break, a big thank you to the team at Chris's Specialty Foods, Trustee Leindecker and the team there, hooking us up with some boudin and some crackling. Absolutely delicious tonight to snack on as we get into this holiday weekend. It is tough to beat fresh crackling and boudin, and these are full links. So, the pan, I think we fed our crew last week and then some last time.
Absolutely. So. And they'll be having tailgate platters if you want something, and holiday packages.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Getting them in.
Get some vegetables.
You want to make a family member happy?
You can get whatever you want.
Send that out. Yeah.
A little smoked turkey or fried. I'm sure they do turkey everywhere.
And make those meals to go. All you got to do is heat and eat.
That's right.
We'll take a time out on Facebook by Miss Ashley Rush a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying Gordy's wife can't cook?
Nope, didn't say that.
Not saying that at all. We'll take a time out, and when we get back, I believe we're going to get Coach Thomas Bachman on from Alexandria. It'd be good to catch up with him here on this week's edition of the Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and Cox Sports Television.
Do you have or have you had COVID-19? Antibody screening or rapid molecular testing can tell you. Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours offers both with results from molecular testing in minutes. Learn more at lakeurgentcare.com.
This was us 20 years ago. Since then, we've grown to over 200 employees. We've helped over 100,000 people purchase, build, renovate, or refinance. Over $17 billion in loans. We make the mortgage process easy and convenient. Apply online or at one of our local branches. If you're looking to buy, build, renovate, or refinance, go to gmfsmortgage.com to see how we can help change your life today.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
T-Bob Abear here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but two NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, you can get into a 2020 Camry LE with 0% for 6 years or for $22,890. Hurry in, they won't last long. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas.
The Lake Urgent Care, Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Welcome back to the Lake Urgent Care, Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show. We're going to join a victorious head coach, Thomas Bachman from Alexandria, in just a bit. Let's first get you caught up on a couple of scores. We'll go to North and Central Louisiana and Baton Rouge. And let's start first here in the capital city.
The Capital City Scoreboard, presented by Livingston Parish Councilman Gary Talbot.
Parkview defeats Baker 52-12. Scotlandville a 16-8 winner over Central. Woodlawn and Baton Rouge 48, Sandoval 13. Episcopal shuts out Dunham 43-0. Donaldsonville a 50-28 winner over St. James. Port Allen 38, Northeast 12. Ascension Catholic 37, Erath 15. Catholic of Baton Rouge a 52-8 winner over McKinley. East Feliciana defeats Capital 40-34. East Iberville defeats White Castle 28-27. Live Oak a 26-10 winner over Walker. Zachary defeats Denham Springs 44-14.
The North and Central Louisiana Scoreboard, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic.
Alexandria defeats Pineville 55-12. Manny over Avoyelles 28-12. Bastrop defeats Franklin Parish 41-12. Parkway over Woodlawn of Shreveport 36-26. Bossier field goal better than Loyola Prep 26-13. Northwood Shreveport defeats Evangel 42-23. Country Day in West St. John will be playing tomorrow. Central Lafourche and
that's our North and Central Louisiana Scoreboard.
I was going to say Central Lafourche, boy. Up in North Louisiana, we don't have no Central Lafourche, I
was moving around some slides, so that's probably my fault. We jump on the GMFS Mortgage Hotline and join a victorious head coach, Thomas Bachman, after the win over Pineville. I don't know how to say it correctly. Pineville. Coach Bachman, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all having me on.
Coach Bachman, before we get into some other things, your quarterback, Judd Barton, wasn't he a baseball player that was and made a freshman? He was like an all-district, all-state player as a freshman.
Yes.
He got forced into early duty.
Yes, I think he was the all-district utility player as a ninth grader. I want to say that's what he was, first-team all-district utility player, I believe, in baseball as a ninth grader.
How's his progression been?
He's been phenomenal. You know, quick little story on Judd. You know, he's just going to play baseball when he got to high school. And, of course, trying to recruit your own hallway, get kids out. You know, he was a big Matthew Beck fan who's down there playing at LSU.
Absolutely.
Of course, you know, open house happens after school's already started, and they didn't know that Matt's mom was a math teacher in our school. So once I met his mother, Miss Raven, you know, was trying to get her, and she said, we're baseball. And, you know, well, they like the multi-sport guys at baseball. Walked her upstairs and introduced her to Miss Beck, and you know, and then I walked off. Matt was phenomenal. I just had a blast coaching Matt. That was my first year here when Matt was a senior. You know, Miss Beck kind of did the sales pitch, and I remember her coming back downstairs and saying, "We'll be at football tomorrow." And the football bug bit him, and he's been phenomenal for us ever since that first day.
Rick and Debbie Beck is Matthew's parents.
Yep.
Good friends with him, tailgate with him all the time at the baseball games. My son is
phenomenal people.
Yeah, my son's the strength coach for LSU baseball, so we get to hang out with him. I think Matthew's in year 8 at LSU. He got the jersey number 8. He's one of the holdback. This will be his 5th year.
I thought you were making fun of him.
No,
or
he's been there forever. So.
Coach, but isn't that like you hear when guys go to a new school and in a school like Alexandria, one of the main things that you're going to try to do is get the athletes out of the hallways because usually they're not on the football field for one reason or another.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we try and do it every year, even though we've been here for a while. You know, kids coming out of junior high, some of them have never played football. You know, I've said this multiple times of a kid that's a ninth grader that's just going to show up every single day. He's going to do the things that you ask him to do. He's going to be coachable. Usually sometimes, you know, them kids that you never knew were going to be starters for you, or you never penciled in, said, hey, we got a future player on our hands. They just have done so much work and just stayed after it for so long. When they turn into juniors and seniors, it's fun to see what they've turned themselves into just by putting in that work. So countless guys that have done that. You just never know which ones it's going to be.
And there's so many 6'2" centers in basketball walking the halls playing.
Correct.
They need to be playing a defensive back or a wide receiver or something like that.
Amen to that. Yeah. I'm with you on that 100%.
You know, Coach, I want to take you back before I talk about this game to halftime against West Monroe last week. You were trailing 18-0. And then the second half was a different story, and you kind of used it to catapult into Pineville, or however they say it. Cade's got me second guessing, and I'm almost from there. But
you're right.
All right. So, you know, what did you? I know you said you didn't change much at halftime. You know, just a couple things here or there. But you know, you're trying to get your guys to play, I guess, 100%. Let me back that up. So I know they play 100%, but really mistake-free ball, because when you get in good games, you can't afford to make mistakes.
Correct, no doubt. The margin for error against, the upper level competition, you just margin for error is not very big, and so all the penalties or the missed opportunities or the small busts are magnified. Getting them to understand that everybody wants to point to the end of the game of this play or that play, but the play you made or the play you didn't make in the second quarter, it could have led to points or, it kept points away, and those count at the end of the game. Just trying to get them to understand that, play one's as important as the final play where everybody says, so-and-so won or lost the game. And just, obviously disappointed. Credit to West Monroe. They came out, jumped on us. We were just disappointed in the way that we played and the way that we coached. I don't know. We didn't know how long the rain delay was going to be. That was, managing that. And I did not have the kids I allowed them to be kind of real relaxed. I mean, I knew we were going to be in a rain delay. I just didn't know how long. And so we were loose and relaxed and, not necessarily the way we do things. But I didn't want that surge of adrenaline to happen, and then we, we're sitting in calm and just not knowing when kickoff's going to be. Hindsight's 20/20, but obviously would approach it different. If it had to do it again.
Coach, it's hard to find out a lot of information on your team, but what research we've done seems to be you like to run a balanced offense. A couple guys, Chris Gray, your running back, Trey Colbert's been making a few plays for you.
Yeah, no doubt. We're going to try and adapt to the personnel that we have. We're very multiple. We get in 21 personnel, play with tight end, fullback, then we have the ability to spread it out, play a lot of 10 personnel. It's really just what we feel like we can have the advantage or we can gain the advantage going into it. What we're going to do more, Trey had a big night tonight. I know I guess it was about 82 on the first play of the game. We'll play action post over the top, track the ball really nice. So it got us off to a fast start tonight on the opening play of the game. Trey's a guy that can stretch the defense, and of course we've got a few guys in the backfield that we just rotate, 3-4 carries, start to get a little bit of winded, put the next guy in, and let's go.
Coach, what is the biggest takeaway from your dad that you brought with you with coaching? I mean, you're around it all the time.
Yeah.
There's got to be one thing that sticks out more so than others.
Yeah, Dad's all about relationships and the things that I guess don't have as much to do with X's and O's in football and just kids and the impact that you have on it. I hope that I've grabbed some of that. Obviously we have to coach our schemes and all that, but culture and team morale and how you do things are as important as what you do. Those are some of the biggest impacts that he's had, and I share it with the staff all the time. You talk to any high school football coach, everybody has problems. Kids are kids. They make kid mistakes and they do problems. You got your ones that drive you crazy and you wish would get it quicker than they get it. And I just know Dad always told me, Thomas, when you're dealing with young people, if you're going to make a mistake with them, you make it on the side of giving them too much grace. Hang in there with those kids and give them every opportunity to be successful. And, that's something in the staff meeting every year. I try and cover those things. We're going to have high standards and we're going to do things the right way. You work here with us and you work at Alexandria Senior High because you can get through to that kid that nobody else can get through. So we're going to try and find ways to hold on to them and keep them involved because the easiest thing we can do in the world is run kids off.
Coach, speaking of doing things the right way, and you don't have to comment on this if you don't want, I watched your video, but sometimes as coaches we have to take up for our kids and get them things that they really need to be successful. And the way you handle that and the words that you said was very impressive, and it was the right thing to do, and I commend you for that.
Well, I appreciate that. I didn't know how all that was going to come off. I guess I was nervous. I didn't want to come off as a woe is me or, hey, if you get us these things, hey, we're going to win. We're going to adapt and overcome and try and find a way to do that regardless. But, there's a bigger vision, and I just think we can grab a hold of it. I think the potential here is through the roof. We've been fortunate to have some solid teams here these last few years, and the things I said I meant, but I just think that I don't even know if we're beginning to scratch the surface of the potential that we have. There are great players here, and if we could ever lay a stronger foundation and build some of that culture, I just think this is one of those places. Now, those are hard things to do, but we're just going to keep showing up and doing the work, try and get people on board and to buy into the things that are going on. And some of that stuff, money is money. There's only so many ways you can distribute $1 or cut up $1, but there are some things that we can do that don't necessarily have anything to do with money that we can improve. And so let's find those first, and then where we can allocate resources, because athletics are so important.
Mm-hmm.
They're so important. And, I just will always fight that battle that athletics are important and what kids learn is important. They all think they're going to the NFL, and I want them to think that way. Don't we want them to dream and have big goals for themselves? But the reality of the situation is we know that's not happening. But these lessons of high school football, this is not college football. This is not professional football. This is so much is learned from what they do every single day, and I just think that it's worth devoting some resources to it. I envy a lot of places that do it right.
Coach Bachman, we genuinely appreciate your time tonight. Some great beyond football conversation, and we hope to join it and rejoin you again a little bit later on this season.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. I really appreciate y'all having me on.
Hey, thank you so much.
And he's spot on in
Y'all
that.
take it easy, guys.
Thank you. He was spot on in that interview. Very impressive.
And that we'll get the link to that interview for those of you that want to watch it, because you really should.
Before we get out of here, also a thank you to Hooters for feeding us each and every week. You still got one more day to give a hoot. Help them raise $1 million in the fight against breast cancer. Proceeds benefit the V Foundation for Breast Cancer Research through the Kelly Jo Dowd Fund. And there are a couple different ways to help. You can buy a endowment card. You can buy a pink drink over at Hooters. Round up your check. Donate online at hooters.com/give. Don't forget that they are dressing up in their Halloween costumes today and tomorrow. And then on Monday, November 16th, Hooters Charity Golf Tournament coming up to benefit the 4Kids Foundation. Visit HootersLouisiana.com for all the details.
You only have like 23 minutes left, Ryan.
That's right. No, 23 minutes and 24 hours, right? Oh, no,
yeah,
for the contest?
Right.
Okay, I'm confused on the contest.
You're right.
Contest for...
You better go to break.
That's right. Time out here on the Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and Cox Sports Television.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
This was us 20 years ago. Since then, we've grown to over 200 employees. We've helped over 100,000 people purchase, build, renovate, or refinance over $17 billion in loans. We make the mortgage process easy and convenient. Apply online or at one of our local branches. If you're looking to buy, build, renovate, or refinance, go to gmfsmortgage.com to see how we can help change your life today.
The Lake Urgent Care, Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Welcome back to the Lake Urgent Care, Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show. Cade Wazan, Todd Black, and a jealous Jimmy Roy of...
Oh, man, look, that's a little bitty fish compared to what I sent him.
The angler who is Ben Love of 103.7 The Game, who is just a master fisherman. Ben coming to us courtesy of Billy's Boudin. Ben, how are you, sir?
Kate, I'm good, but I got to tell you, I woke up Saturday morning of last week, and Coach Roy sent me some roided up fish that I don't believe are real.
Juiced up.
You found them on the internet, didn't you? The very similar ones.
Oh, shoot. I just want to, we just got to
Jimmy
hook
went to
up
like the
and-
Bassmasters Classic website.
We're going to have to go and hook up and make a little trip, looks like.
It's a deal. I like that idea.
Maybe it's a business trip.
That's right. We'll bring some Billy's Boudin and we'll be good.
And he's trying to sneak your coordinates. Don't think he's not.
I'm gonna have
well,
to
we just got to get through a little football season first, but I'm good.
So Northside tonight was coming into the game playing pretty good ball for Northside. They had won 2 in a row, I think. But Karen Crow had their way again.
Yeah, hey, look, and it just was a mismatch. We're all kind of building up toward Karen Crow SDM. It's going to be the night before LSU and Alabama, Friday, November 13th. SDM got their win over Turlings tonight. They'll take on this same Northside team next week. Karen Crow gets the game against Abbeville to get right. But we're building towards something pretty special here in 2 weeks.
What do you know about?
Try to go there. You think we could maybe make it for a half?
It'd be pushing it.
Maybe
We'll look into
all right.
it. How about Notre Dame and Lafayette Christian? Do you have anything on it?
Yeah, 3 touchdowns, I understand, from Sage Ryan. He's going to make his announcement tomorrow, LSU or Alabama. And I'll tell you this, offensively, for them to put up 42 against Louis Cook's team, that's the part that took me by surprise. Defensively, Trev Falk has a group that's excellent, and that's the same as it's been the last couple of years. On offense, they've been sputtering around a little bit in the last couple of games, but I'll tell you, when they play Sage Ryan, it's kind of that de facto quarterback or running back who takes it straight from center in a shotgun snap, and they couldn't stop him tonight. So we'll see where he announces tomorrow, but he's awfully good tonight, Sage Ryan.
And I think regardless of what happens tomorrow, I still think that recruitment's going to go down to the bitter end. You know, whoever he commits to, the other team's going to try to persuade him. But Sage Ryan, I've seen a lot of video of him. I haven't seen him in person, but he's a guy. He's the number 1 safety in the country, but he's just as good on offense. I'm talking about returning punts, kicks.
I'll tell you this. I called 2 straight LCA state championship games in the Dome. The game when he was a sophomore, he scored in the first 3 quarters on offense, defense, and special teams
Right.
in the Dome against a really good Ascension Catholic team.
Right. And you have to find ways to get him the football and be creative. And they've had a quarterback injured, so I'm sure they're lining him up there to let him touch the football. He reminds me what he's doing offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball of what Landon Collins did at Dutchtown when he was the top safety in the country, but he may have been the best running back in the state also.
But it sounds like that even with that great comparison, Sage Ryan probably has a little bit more of an impact offensively, maybe.
Well,
if I remember correctly,
they're using him more 2 ways than what they did Landon Collins. Yeah, Ben, anything on St. Thomas More Turlings?
Yeah, 42-19, I believe, was the final. And, it was a game where STM started to pull away a little toward the end. Jack Besh recently decommitted from Vandy. A lot of people think he'll take that LSU offer and commit there maybe in the near future. Besh had 2 touchdowns tonight, including a screen pass where he caught it on the left side of the line of scrimmage, and he went across the entire field. I mean, reverse field and ran past the entire defense. He's special. Walker Howard, I think it was 3 total touchdown passes, another one of those to Carter Arsenault. Offensively, they're starting to hum, and I would probably put them as an early favorite, even at the Crow Dome for that game in 2 weeks. But it's going to be fun. I mean, 2 very, very different styles, and this SDN team is starting to cook.
Ben Love from 103.7 The Game in Lafayette, and his appearances courtesy of Billy's. And Ben, we always appreciate your time on the preview and scoreboard show, man, and look forward to talking with you again next week.
No problem, Coach. I'll see you in the boat.
All right. That's a deal.
And we need to mention Catholic Point Capee beat Welsh. Welsh is a little down this year, but that's a big win for them.
Good win. I'm wondering if
Vosberg is back, and he's going to have his fullback maybe next week back.
Oh, really?
That's what he told.
Okay, if that happens, Catholic Point Capee is going to get better really quick.
That's pretty impressive. Last week, I didn't know how that game ended with Langlois returning that. That's pretty exciting. Why would you throw it?
Yeah. Wasn't it tied at that point?
Mm-hmm.
Why throw it, run the clock out, and go to overtime?
Especially with him back there.
Exactly.
Langlois made the pick.
Oh, yeah, it went like,
an
670?
unbelievable run on it.
Right.
I mean, the quarterback couldn't reach the end zone. Just run the clock out, go to overtime.
Well, we saw Scotlandville make a pass deep, so you never know how those things are going to go.
Speaking of Scotlandville, they host Zachary next week. That game has been moved to Saturday at Mumford Stadium at 3:00. The officials requested it to be moved to Thursday due to lack of officials.
We can get 50% there. That'd be nice.
They asked if they could move it to Saturday because Mumford would be available, and that way they could get a bigger crowd. So it'll be Saturday.
Great football
at
game.
3:00.
2 of the top in that district going at it. So we'll see how it plays out. But before we get out of here, we'll wrap up everything when we return. One more segment to go here on this week's edition of the Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and Cox Sports Television.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not 1 but 2 NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens, make not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Do you have or have you had COVID-19? Antibody screening or rapid molecular testing can tell you. Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours offers both, with results from molecular testing in minutes. Learn more at lakeurgentcare.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front-to-Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but two NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front-to-Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true.
The Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Welcome back to the Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show. Cade Wazan, Todd Black, and Jimmy Roy. Just about 3 minutes to go, so I want to make sure we highlight some of the big-time highlights, basically, from Week 5, what we see as we head into the back half of the season starting next week.
Destrehan, a good win over East St. John tonight, 31-12. They take control of that district down there. They'll have a big game coming up against Hahnville later in the year. Newman with a win over Riverside, 31-26. Gage Larvadan for Riverside, maybe the most, probably I would say he's the most exciting player we've seen this year. Kid, he's one of the coaches say you can't tackle in a phone booth. That's a big win for Coach.
And no offers because they're questioning his size.
Right. Newman head coach Nelson Stewart with the big win for Newman. That's a good one. Up north, we didn't go to Adam Hunsucker tonight, but Ouachita Christian and Oak Grove, two teams 4-0, both defending state champs. Oak Grove gets a 47-35 win. Coach Gregory for Oak Grove,
he's impressive, man.
They run that I-veer, that deep tail back like West Monroe used to do. I thought what gave Oak Grove the advantage in that game was they had played Sterlington. They'd beat Sterlington and St. Frederick already this year. Ouachita Christian hadn't played quite the competition, but Stephen Fitzhugh does a great job. They're going to be right back in the dome or wherever at the end of the year. Hunter Herring's a third-year starter, I believe, or fourth-year starter.
But they had never played Oak Grove because of injuries or whatnot.
Right.
St. Frederick was a big win over Cedar Creek tonight. I think they're
7-6.
I think they're 3-1. But Neville plays undefeated Minden and really just
41-7.
Yep. Handles them pretty good. And, it just goes kind of what you were talking about, Cade, about Neville. They just can find their stride. And I have too much confidence in Jeff Tannehill. He was the right hire. There's no doubt about it. He'll get it done. And sometimes it just takes you ways to figure it out.
That's the theme tonight. Have some faith in the ones that do it right, right? And you've got Coach Travis doing it right. Coach Tannehill, he's got a great program. There's no doubt he's fired up. We had that conversation with him before the season started. So give those guys some time to get things going.
And Lester Ricard, Scotlandville Hornets with a big win, 16-8. Special teams played a factor in that game. Each team had a blocked punt. Central blocked one for safety. Scotlandville blocked one, gave them good field position. Scotlandville made a goal line stand at the end. The offensive coordinator, Coach Morris, dialed up a great play where he slipped the tight end back across the field, ball a little behind the receiver, but it was a great play call with a chance to win it right there at the end. And most of the time as a coach, that's really all you can ask is let's get it to the end and give us a chance to win.
Buddy Ken Hilton did a phenomenal job having his defense ready to play against an offense that is loaded with firepower.
Yeah, they have been putting up some points. And two running backs, I'm anxious to see their stats, how they did, because I've said before they may have the best pair of running backs in the state combined together.
Before we get out of here, thanks so much to Lake Charles College Prep head football coach Eric Franklin. Thanks so much to Travis Bourgeois from Episcopal, Coach Annie Martin from U-High, and a great conversation from Coach Thomas Bachman over at Alexandria. Find those interviews on demand at 1045ESPN.com. For Charlie, Will, Skip, Danny, Ryan, Todd, Jimmy, and myself, we will see you next weekend here on the Scoreboard Show.
This is a house call.